In John 11, verses 25 to 26, we read, Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies, and everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Jesus' friend Lazarus had been sick, and Jesus knew that he was sick, but he did not go to heal him. Instead, he waited until after Lazarus had died, and then he went to Bethany, where Lazarus had lived. It was Martha, Lazarus' sister, who first came out to meet Jesus, and she said to him, Lord, where were you? If only you had been here, my brother would not have died. Jesus looked at her and said, Your brother will rise again. And Martha agreed. She said, Yes, in the resurrection, at the last day. You see, Martha thought that the resurrection was an event, but Jesus plainly told her that life and resurrection is bound up in me. We cannot separate the resurrection from the person, Jesus, the Messiah. Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. Even though he had been dead for 4 days, the stench of death could not hold Lazarus in the grave. It was after this that the chief priests and Pharisees gathered together and met and agreed to put Jesus to death. Jesus was put to death, but the grave could not hold Jesus because it was as he said, I am the resurrection and the life. Jesus, raised from the dead, sin and death have been defeated by Jesus, the Messiah, the Christ, the Lord of the living and the dead. Jesus, raised from the dead, the stench of death is no more. Jesus, the Messiah, has conquered sin and death and evil. Corruption has been defeated by incorruption. I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies, and everyone who believes in me will never die.